service, and values represented by the flag. The flag is more than a symbol. It carries the stories of generations who have worked, struggled, served, and sacrificed to preserve the freedoms we cherish today. To help us reflect on that meaning, members of the Veterans of Foreign Wars will now demonstrate the proper folding of the United States flag and explain the significance behind this long-standing tradition. Please join me in welcoming the members of the VFW as they present this important ceremony. Thank you.
See the lady down at the end that had the flag upside down on her boat?
The flag folding ceremony represents the same religious principles in which our country was originally founded. In the evening, in the armed forces of the United States, at the ceremony of retreat, after taps have been sounded, the flag is lowered and folded in a triangle fold and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille and run up aloft as a symbol of our belief in the resurrection of the body. The first fold of our flag is a symbol of life. The second fold is a symbol of our belief in the eternal life. The third fold is in honor and remembrance of our veterans who gave their lives to defend our country. The fourth fold is for the American citizens trusting in God for his guidance. The fifth fold is a tribute to our country. The sixth fold is where our hearts lie, and it is with our hearts that we pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces who protect our country. The eighth fold is to honor our mothers for who it applies on Mother's Day. The ninth fold is a tribute to women for their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion. The 10th fold is a tribute to our fathers who have given their sons for the defense of our country. The 11th fold is for the eyes of every citizen and to be glorified in the eyes of God. The 12th fold represents the emblem of eternity. We fold from the stripes towards the stars. The stripes represent the 13 original colonies that founded our republic. They are now embodied in the 50 sovereign states represented by the stars, so that the stars cover the stripes. When the flag is completely folded, the stars are uppermost, which reminds us of our national motto, "In God We Trust." After the flag is completely folded and tucked in, it takes on the appearance of a cocked hat, ever reminding us of the soldiers who served under General George Washington and the sailors and Marines who served under Captain John Paul Jones, and they, followed by their comrades and shipmates in the armed forces of the United States, have preserved for us the rights, privileges, and freedom which we are enjoying today.
Thank you to the members of the VFW for that meaningful demonstration for helping us better understand the traditions and values represented by our nation's flag. As we watched the flag carefully folded, we were reminded that the freedoms and democratic principles it symbolizes are not self-sustaining. They endure because people choose to serve, participate, lead, and stand up for what is right. Today is a celebration of Flag Day, freedom, community, and democracy, but it's also a time for reflection. As we gather today under the flag that represents our shared commitment to freedom and self-government, we are reminded that democracy depends not only on our rights, but also our responsibilities to one another. A healthy democracy is built on participation, dialogue, and respect. It asks us to listen as well as speak, to debate ideas without demeaning those who hold different views, and to resolve our differences through elections, public service, and civic engagement, not through intimidation, threats, or violence. In a free society, political violence has no place. Neither does violence fueled by hatred, fear, or division. Democracy flourishes when every person can safely express their views, participate in public life, and be heard without fear. Today, as we celebrate our freedoms, let us reaffirm our commitment to the principles that sustain them: civility, nonviolence, mutual respect, and the belief that our differences are best addressed through democratic processes rather than force. To guide us in this time of reflection, it is my privilege to welcome Joan Peterson. Joan has long been a tireless advocate for civic participation, nonviolence, and the democratic values that strengthen our communities and our nation. Please join me in welcoming Joan Peterson.
Hi everybody, I'm Joan Peterson. I'm one of the co-leaders of the Indivisible Group. I'm also a co-president of the Northland Brady Protect Minnesota chapter, working to end gun violence. Gun violence has a ripple effect, and the ripple grows wider and wider and affects whole communities, entire states, entire nations, and the world. Such was the effect of the assassination of Melissa and Mark Portman and their dog Gilbert 1 year ago today, June 14th, 2025. We got the news as we were preparing for our first No Kings events in Moose Lake, Duluth, and Cloquet. We wondered, should we have our event? Was it safe to have our event? We learned after we went ahead with our events that the shooter had targeted many legislators, all Democrats, and had a No Kings flyer in his car. The devastating news of that day caused a ripple in our state. Just like a pebble thrown in the water, it moves outward. As a victim survivor of gun violence myself, when my sister was shot and killed in a domestic shooting, the shooting of the Portmans affected me deeply. There are some photos here that you can see of Melissa and Mark Portman and their dog Sophie. The children of Melissa and Mark